Welcome around to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic.
Your co-host IG.
We in the building again. You know what it is. What it
Yes,
is, what it
sir.
is, what it is. Just had a great show a few minutes ago with Mr. Sam Rivera. Great guy. Thank you for coming on the show. Now we have another great guest coming on the show, actor, personal trainer by the name of Dustin Ardine coming to the show. Um, we sent him a link. We sent him a link, right? Sent him a link. We're gonna wait for him to come on the show, and we're gonna start the show. Um, so just want to thank everybody that came in and showed the support. You know, and I hope you guys are sharing everything um, and enjoying the show.
Hey,
Donna, what's going on? Donna Lynn, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She in the building.
In the building, she made it. She got some time today. Thank you, Donna. You know, you've been busy lately with your tenants and with work. You know, we understand that. So
hard worker. You're a hard worker. I love a woman that works hard.
Yes. Share, cause
sharing is caring. You already know what it is. You already know the vibe. You already know the vibe.
Oh, well, I think we gotta put that song on now.
We got vibes. You know. Hi, Walters. How you doing?
Hey, Walters. Thank you for logging in.
Thank you for logging in, Sam. Oh, no doubt, Sam. You already know. Familia de Cora, tú sabes cómo es.
Papi. Sam, we still got. Hey, listen, we still got inbox about that baloney thing that you have. You know.
Yeah. And I know you got some rockets underneath your house, ready to launch any second, any day now to get out of this damn planet.
Because the slab is beautiful.
The slab is beautiful. You know, so
we're gonna put this on real quick. You know, man, KG gutter.
Yeah, so we definitely got plans on heading out your way if anything goes down here, boy. So just have your man cave ready for 2 extra people. Well, maybe a little more because I might bring my kids too. You know, this song here is by our brother K Gutter. Shout out to Texas. You know, we show the love to everybody.
Hit the remote and then I turn up my brain. Swingers taking up like 3 or 4 lanes. Looking like a plane. The slab is beautiful. I let the top down just so everyone can see me. My shit hard, but I make it look so easy. On the boulevard and I'm creeping. Yeah, the slab is beautiful. Swag is beautiful. I got a woman, she bad and beautiful. I get that money, the bag is beautiful. Like with that money, you know what I do to you. I get your edges from someone that's cool with you. I grab that whip and I'm ready to scoot on you. I'm finna circle your block like a hula hoop. Soon as I see you, watch somebody shoot at you. And I hop back in that whip again. Yeah, letting the topic on 16. Yeah, baby hair blowing in the wind. Chucking the juice up with my hand on sand. Riding in the hater, hurdle when they see it. It's a murder. Smoking green and sipping purple. Cutting corners, doing circles. Breaking you off is my purpose. I swing in your lane on purpose. All this candy on the surface. Paint so it look like I'm savage. Pull out the garage and I'm working my brain. Hit the remote and then I turn up my bang. Swingers taking up like 3 or 4 lanes. Looking like a plane. The slab is beautiful. I let the top down just so everyone can see me. My shit hard, but I make it look so easy. On the boulevard and I'm creeping. Yeah, the slab is beautiful. The slab, we loving the life. Double my cups, hitting me right.
Yeah, people. So, we finally got Dustin on aboard, so we're gonna bring Dustin on the show. We're gonna talk to him and find out exactly what he got going on. So, people, please welcome Dustin to the show.
How's everybody doing out there today?
We're good, Dustin. How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. How you guys doing out there? How's everything out there?
Everything good. Cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
Definitely. I lived on the East Coast for over a decade, so yeah, I know how cold it gets out there.
So you still in Vegas?
No, actually, I'm back in Los Angeles right now.
Oh man, I envy you right now.
It is a beautiful day out here.
I see that. I see that. Jesus Christ, why can't we get that type of weather out here? Woo.
Right.
Oh,
That's a great thing about Los Angeles.
right. You know, I love Los Angeles. That's the place of opportunities.
Absolutely. Place to come out and live your dreams.
That's right. So we did some little research on you and stuff, and we know that you do you're a personal trainer. Let's start with that. How do you become a personal trainer?
I got certified when I was 16 years old through NASM and National Institute of Sports Trainers Association and Nesta as well, and I've just been doing that ever since. I've worked for Gold's Gym. I was a personal trainer as well as one of their highest top sellers as far as memberships and personal training goes, and I worked for World's Gym, and there's another one in Reno, Nevada called European Fitness. I work for that one as well.
Okay.
A lot of really nice gyms in that area. My father actually started a couple gyms called Cardio 1 and Cardio 2 when I was a kid. So I kind of grew up in it and just always loved working out with everybody. I didn't want to become like a humongous bodybuilder or anything like that. But I worked out with many of them, and I have a bunch of them. One of my closest friends, I call him my brother. His name's Ryan. He's a big, huge bodybuilder. Does competitions all the time. I have nothing but respect for everything bodybuilders do, and I know that some of the actors that I know out here, like Paul Gunn, he's a great guy. He's shredded out. He actually gives me fitness tips when I got to get really good, and in shape for a role and whatnot.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been to the gym for the past 6 weeks. I'm trying to get back into shape. My biggest problem is my abdomen.
That's a problem of probably every male in the entire world.
Yes, dude. I mean, not that I can't get it to where I want it. I know I can. It's just I need the time for it because I work so much. I do so much things.
And that's a lot of the dietary restrictions as well. You got to plan out your meal prep, all that kind of stuff. And you seriously, that's a lot of the things that people don't realize when they're trying to lose weight. I used to tell a lot of my clients, it's not just things that we eat; it's also what we drink. I mean, that's calories and almost everything that we drink, sugar, calories, everything like that.
Yeah,
so you really take
sugar. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I don't want it now.
When you really take the time to look at everything that you're putting in your body, it's a lot more than you think it is.
It's the saying. It is. You are what you eat.
Are what you eat and drink.
And drink. Holy crap! I'm nothing but sugar. I'm a walk into.
See, we all have differences in our body types too. Whether you're a mesomorph, endomorph, ectomorph, any of those, the 3 different body types, you also take in calories and they go to your body differently as well. So for me, when I have to gain weight, like a couple years back, I did a role called Ariadne, where I played the role of the Minotaur, and I had to gain over 70 pounds for that role. So I ate everything inside. I was drinking milk because milk puts weight on my body like no other. And I was drinking gallons of it, and I got to the point to where I gained the 70 pounds or 70 plus pounds that I had to do for the film. We shot the film. Film came out, worldwide on like Amazon Prime and different places like that. And then I had to lose all the weight. The very next film that I did was called Birth. It was a horror film. And the director was like, I really want you for this film, but you got to lose all this weight. So and I was like, okay, I can do that, but how long do I have? She's about 3-4 months. That's all you have.
Wow.
And so I didn't eat. I went on what was called the Master Cleanse. A lot of people know about it. And I didn't eat any food for the whole 4 months plus the shoot. And she had there's really good food and catering on the film and everything, but I didn't eat any of it until we finished. Like at the wrap party, I had my first bowl of soup, and I remember eating that, just going, "Oh my God, it's over." I got it. I got down. I got the whole 70 plus off.
Wow, that's awesome.
So 3 months. How do you do it? Just starve yourself?
Yeah, I mean, literally, I didn't eat anything. So basically, what the Master Cleanse is and it's an extreme situation. I'd never tell any of my clients to do that or anything like that, because the problem with really quick diets, stuff like that, is that you can gain all the way back immediately as soon as you start eating again. So it's better to, calorie count and watch what you eat on a daily basis, putting, physical fitness into your routine every single day. But for a situation like that, a lot of Hollywood stars will do that, or, just different people really needing to lose weight for health concerns. The Master Cleanse, basically you drink, it's a mixture of water, cayenne pepper, lemon juice, and some syrup. And you drink like 6 of those a day. You have no food whatsoever, and then you just water the rest of the time. No food, no coffee, nothing that contains calories whatsoever. And it was the worst thing.
Yeah,
Anybody to do it ever. But I had to lose the weight for the role, and I was glad I did because I've actually won a couple Best Actor awards from birth, and for Ariadne as well. So putting on the weight and losing the weight, I'm a method actor, so I always go deep into my characters and everything to bring them to life. So that's kind of what you got to do. But yeah, definitely I would recommend people doing it the slow process way, which everybody wants instant gratification, but it'll be a lot healthier for you, if you do it the correct way.
Well, maybe if I give me a girlfriend and she stressed me the hell out, I can lose 30 pounds within a week.
That happens. That does happen. They are known to do that.
Well, I'm on a search for a woman. Stress me out.
Everybody hear that out there? He wants a woman to stress him out.
There you go.
For real, stress me out.
Sometimes you don't have to look too far for that. But so what motivated you to get your day going for a day of training? What did you do to motivate yourself?
You mean for the movie or for
the training? Yeah, for the personal trainer.
For the personal training. Like I said, I kind of grew up in the industry. My dad owned and operated 2 gyms in Reno, Nevada, called Cardio 1 and Cardio 2. So I kind of grew up in the industry. A lot of my friends were these big muscle-bound guys that come over, and my mom would make them, nothing but chicken and rice, every single meal and stuff like that. So I kind of grew up in it, and I was just a natural flow into let's get me certified. So I did some training people, and I actually had my first hourly job was I was, I think, 6 years old, and I was working for my dad, and I would laminate his membership cards. They had the little old time laminating machine. I would laminate them, and he gave me like 10 cents an hour, and he'd take taxes out on top of it to show me what real world is like. So I would do that nonstop, and just grew up in it. So as soon as I could get my certification, I did, and then trained for many years after that. And I don't train that much anymore unless I have a friend or someone who knows me, acquaintance, and I'm going to go to their gym or whatever. But it definitely has given me skills for especially in the acting world, to change my body however I need to for the role.
And that's good, because a lot of people can't do that. Like I can, with my experience going in and out of jail, right? I got to learn how to work my body, where, like you said, gain it and lose it. I can do that. I know how to do it with my body. I know how to work out, but in your situation, because you're an actor, I'm an actor too, not high quality like you yet, but I'll get there. But you got to stay in shape, or at least stay at a certain weight.
Definitely,
because you don't know if you're going to have to go up or go down.
I never thought I'd be pushing almost 300 pounds when I did Ariadne.
Wow.
I think I was like 275, 280, somewhere around that area when we shot that movie. But normally I keep myself, like you said, you keep yourself at a 15, 20 pound certain, flexibility range. So normally I'm around the 200, so I can go down to 180 or 215, somewhere around there.
Right.
And so that's normally around my size. And I got a couple other projects in the works right now that a couple of them are going to require me to lose even more weight than that. So it's just what you got to do with for each individual character. But like you said, it's better to be in touch with your body and learn your body to be able to manipulate it when you want, because our bodies are they're machines. They're like a car. You want your car to run good, you got to put the right fuel in it at the right time, take care of it, and everything that you do from the time you wake up, if you're stretching, doing yoga, to calisthenics, to even if you're doing Zumba, you just want to take care of your body, and especially in this industry.
Right. So Have you ever modeled before? Have you did some?
I've done some modeling work previously. I don't, I'm not Brad Pitt over here or anything like that, but I've had people tell me that I'm not bad looking, and I'm good with that. So, I'm not the Calvin Klein kind of model or nothing like that. But I do know a lot of them, and again, they take such sacrifices for their body. Like some of them haven't had ate bread since like 1992. And they keep themselves completely free of carbs and all sugars and everything like that. So it's a real dedication to the craft that they do. But I love modeling. I just had an audition about 2 days ago for a print job. They wanted me in like a doctor outfit, and it was just for I think it was for a magazine.
Oh, nice.
It was cool. I haven't heard back yet. Hopefully I will. But if not, something else is around the corner.
Right. I've got like I go to the gym, right? And I'm a big dude. I got big tries, like, and I don't even work my tries. My tries are just big, and I'm a big dude. So
just naturally big.
Yeah, I'm just naturally big. I just got to work my stomach a little bit, and I'll be fine. So I bumped into this guy. He goes, man, because I do heavy lifting. So I was doing bench, and I was doing 165, with one hand at the bench. And he's like, dude, that's what I use for my total weight, and you pushing
to max out. That's what I use.
Yeah, that's my max, and you pushing it with one hand. Like, what are you doing? I said, this is training. Like I train to be able to do this the way I do.
Absolutely.
So he's like, wow. He said, how can I get my body like yours? I said, you can't. And he said, why? I said, because we got two different structures of body.
Absolutely.
So your body would never look like mine, and mine would never look like yours because we built different. So he's like, so how can I do this? And how can I say, well, you just work on it. Work. If you want more chest, work on more chest. You want more tries, work more on your tries. You know what I mean? So he's like, this is confusing. He's like, this is so confusing. So the best thing to do, get you a trainer, and then he can tell you exactly what you need to work on.
Absolutely. And having the trainer there's also for motivation, which was really nice. And personal training is they're committed to all their clients. They want to know, about not only their daily eating habits, but their lives. And they really care about their clientele. And, I always tell everybody, when you're thinking about diet plans, or when you're thinking about what to do with your body or anything, like you said, we all have to first love, our own bodies and who we are, because you can change your body type and you can achieve your goals. Like if you want to be Mr. Olympia or whatever, you can do that if you want to, but that doesn't mean that your body is going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger's body, because you have two different bodies. He's taller, you could be shorter, but I mean, whatever it is, you can still attain it. And as far as the dieting goes, people put a lot of emphasis on don't eat this or don't eat that, or all this other kind of stuff. And I always tell them, I'm like, if I tell you not to think of a red Corvette, what's the first thing that pops in your mind? A red Corvette. So if I'm telling you don't eat chocolate, the first thing you're going to want is chocolate. So it's eating more in moderation and portion control. And if you have to have your cheat day, make your cheat day there. Don't overindulge, but have your cheat day just to keep sane.
I think it's all mind control.
Exactly. All mind. Because I mean, hey, there are some things that even me wanting to live my life extremely healthy and my career, but there's some things I just could not do without, like spicy chicken wings. That's probably my favorite thing in the entire world. Jesus. And I love spicy chicken wings. So somebody telling me not to eat spicy chicken wings, I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I love spicy stuff. I'm Latin.
Oh yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican, so we spiced out. Everything
Absolutely.
we eat have to have a little spicy, so I understand that. We also know that you worked for Film Academy in New York.
Yes, New York Film Academy. Yes.
Okay.
When I came out, I was in New York and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and everything. Like I said, I lived on the East Coast for a number of years, doing auditions and doing plays and stage shows out there. And I actually did my first film called Day of the Axe when I was out there as well. It was a little low budget horror film, and I was a theater major in college and everything. I went to the Indiana University of Pennsylvania, made my way up to the New York area. Then when I came out here, I went to the New York Film Academy out here, and when I was out in the East Coast, I did professional wrestling as well. That was always another thing that I loved doing, was professional wrestling and acting. And I moved to Reno, Nevada, and I started my own wrestling organization called Pro Wrestling Destination. I ran that for about another decade, and I ended up selling that because my dream was always to be an actor. So I ended up selling that to move out here to go to the New York Film Academy, and I slept in my car for the 2 years that I went to that school. But it was great experience, great school, and had a lot of connections that you build in the industry that way. And it was something that I wouldn't recommend for anybody else, but if you're chasing a dream, you got to do what you got to do to chase that dream.
Right.
You can accomplish your dreams, but you got to be willing to do whatever you got to do.
Right.
For me, it was that.
The sacrifices.
Right. So what got you into acting?
I've been acting since I was 6. Like I said, my first experience with anything, my dad showed me the movie Return of the Jedi, Star Wars.
Oh, I love that boy.
And I absolutely fell in love with it, and I was like, "What is this? How can I do this?" And especially when you're that young, they explain, okay, it's make believe, or it's that's not Freddy Krueger's not really going to come out and get you, all that. And so I was like, this whole entire world built on imagination. And when I was growing up, a lot of us come from bad backgrounds, or my parents divorced when I was 4 years old, and their courts were involved, stuff like that. But they both did the best job that they possibly could do. But when you come up that way and you have things like that going on, you look for any kind of escape. And for me, escaping was television. It was movies, films, just getting lost, on sailing the 7 seas with Sinbad, the pirate, or joining Rocky on one of his adventures.
Oh, I love Rocky.
So as I grew up, I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. Not only because I love every single second of it. I love developing a character and putting the performance on and just getting them in the mindset to bring that character to life, but also through the screen or through the stage, or even if it's on the back of a wagon somewhere, I want to be able to entertain the audience and have, hopefully help another kid out there or somebody else, an adult who's going through a hard time and just wants to escape for a little bit. I think that movies show the best sides of us. It shows, heroes can be heroes, and there's villains in the world, but you can overcome them. You can, you just got to put in the effort, put in the time, and you'll be rewarded. And that's the magic of filmmaking. So that's always why it's been my number one thing I've ever wanted to do.
What was your first role that you played in a film?
My first role in a movie.
Yes.
I did a lot of background work for a number of years. As we all kind of do. I remember being a background in the movie Sister Act, and also the movie
Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg.
It was Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah.
I love Whoopi. I gotta. Yeah. Which one was you? Which one
I'm in one of the casinos when she's running through, and I don't even know if I appear on screen actually, but I was there doing the background. They call it the environment. They call action. They say action and environment, and they call action to the stars. And I did that, and then cousins of mine were in the Angels in the Outfield movie where they're all flapping their wings, and everything like that. They were out there. But my first experience ever doing it was I was actually 6 years old, about to turn 7. My father took us all to Universal Studios. And they used to have something called the Star Trek experience, where you would actually film a live Star Trek episode, and they'd use members of the audience. And my dad, being smooth and everything, he made sure to let them know it was my birthday. So me, him, and one of my cousins, a couple of my cousins got picked out of the audience. We went up there, and I was a member of, Captain Kirk's entourage, and I had the red shirt on, and I got to beat up and scalp a Klingon in the episode, and then they showed it live to the whole audience there and everything like that in an actual theater, and they beamed us up, and still to this day we've not told my mother how we did that, how they actually did it, because they did it right in front of everybody, and it was really awesome. So right then and there, when I saw the final cut and I'm looking around to the audience, and I saw how much it moved them, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, with my life. So ever since then, it's just getting bit by bit parts as I could. I remember auditioning for like Nike commercials was the first audition my dad ever took me on. But growing up in Reno, there wasn't a whole lot of auditions that you could go to at that time. I'd drive down to Vegas whenever I could, or every now and then if we were going to Los Angeles anyway, I'd see if there was anything going on there. But a lot of the times it was just get what you could get if there was an open call for background actors. Like Kingpin was another one that when at the very final part of the film where they're all doing the bowling tournament and everything like that. I remember I was in the background of that for a while, and then I got into War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. And I was actually on that film with Tom for about a week, and I actually had a featured role, and I did like a stunt work on that as well. But the featured part got cut out. I went to the theater, and I was like, and you can barely see me on one of the other shots. But that was a great experience because I had, Tom gave me a lot of wonderful advice while I was on set with him. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. He bought a bunch of stuff for all the extras and the crew and everything like that. He's a really great guy, and it was a pleasure to work with him, and hopefully I'll get to work with him again in the future.
That's awesome. Have you ever had a part that you wanted to play and you didn't get it?
Yeah. There's been many of those. I think every actor in the world would say that there's been a ton of things. I mean, even going back to the Nike commercial. Would have loved to get the Nike commercial when I was a kid. But recently I auditioned for a film that I really wanted. And camera's going a little wonky here.
It's okay.
But got like a glare on, man. I'm trying to get rid of it.
Oh, the sun?
Yeah. But let's see if I can do anything with that. Okay. I said it's a beautiful day out here.
Yeah.
We
can see you well over here. But.
All right, cool. So the film, it was a feature film, and it was a lead role in the film. And I read the script, and I absolutely loved it. And it's a director that I've known for quite a while. And I was like, look, I want this role. Like, I understand this character. I get it. What do I need to do to get this role? And he was like, well, I need one killer audition. So actually, to do the audition, I actually hired a crew, hired a makeup artist, everything like that on my own dime, and filmed one of the scenes and edited it and got like an editor to put it together with music and everything like that. And I sent it to him, and he contacted me back, and he was like, this is the best audition I've ever seen. You put so much into this. I can't believe you did this, but I have to go with this other actor for the role. Like I have to. And of course, I mean, when you're going to auditions and everything, a lot of actors hate going to auditions, and I understand why, because there's so much pressure and you really want the job and everything. But I've always taken the approach of, at least I get to do what I love to do for 10 minutes on that day. So I love going to auditions, and I hope that I'm what they're looking for, because you have to remember, a lot of the times you could have done nothing wrong. You could have done nothing wrong, and you just weren't right for the part. They just had a different look in mind. They just were looking for something else that, somebody else had, so right. I try not to get down on myself if I don't get an audition. Like I said, there's another one right around the corner. There's always so many productions going on. And like right now, I mean, I didn't get that one, but I have a couple other ones that I'm really looking forward to shooting coming up here. I got a feature film coming up in January, end of January, early February, and I get very much looking forward to that one. And it's a film noir, and I love that genre, and I can't wait to shoot it.
Right, and a lot of this stuff can be your physique, right? It could be that you don't have a beard and they're looking for a beard.
It can be very trivial things. Yeah, it's very trivial things that you're like, well, if you want a beard, I can grow a beard, but they're looking for that like right then and there, or they may be looking for a specific height because the other person that they've already cast, they want somebody to be able to match them.
Right.
So there's so many different things that are going on with it, and you just can't get down, because obviously you can't play every role.
That's right.
It'd be wonderful if we could, but you can't. So be happy with the ones that you get. Like, I mean, especially right now with the whole pandemic going on. I mean, it's been virtually completely dead out here for the last almost 2 years, and ever since this whole pandemic started. And I remember, last year in the middle of summer, I went down to Vegas to do a couple auditions, and I ended up getting one of them. And it was in a film called Death Club, and we filmed for a couple weeks in September, and now it's in post production. But I was just so happy to have gotten that, not only because it was tremendous cast and crew. Ronnie Nanos was the director of that. It was very well known on the Vegas circuit, and we had Michael Sue as our cinematographer. I had some of the really great actors who were working with me in the film. What I loved about it was after I talked to Ronnie, the director, and he told me his vision for it. Like it's a horror film, but it kind of takes horror, like the horror tropes that all horror films have, and kind of turns them on themselves. And I really like that kind of twist to every single one of the characters. And I can't wait till that movie comes out. But I was just so glad to be working, especially right now, that you just got to be happy with what you get and just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Right. You think it would be easier if, say, a producer or director said, Dustin, we have this position available, but we're looking for slim or 5'8" guy, structure, medium build. Would it be easier? Because at least okay, I got the script, but they're looking for this type of body, and I don't have that body. I mean, would that work?
I mean, when I've read scripts, I'll see the character and like what they're looking for. Like with the Ariadne character, when we came up with that, when we decided we want to do Greek mythology, and I talked to the director about it, and we were like, we're going to make a feature film based on the Greek story of Ariadne and the Minotaur and Theseus. But it's going to be a modern day version. But if you're going to play the Minotaur character, you need to look like a big beast. And so I was like, okay, I know I have to gain weight for this role. Other times I'll read a script and I'll be like, okay, I get the character. What is your vision? Because my job as an actor, when it comes down to it, is to bring the director's vision to life.
Right.
So I love working with directors who first have a vision and that allow actors to obviously collaborate with them and have their own vision and artistic input on the character. But at the end of the day, it's the director and the producer's film, so I'm there to do their interpretation. Now if it's something that I come in and I'm like, hey, this character has a southern accent, like that's how I see this character. This character's southern, he's from Alabama or he's from Mississippi or whatever it is.
Right.
I'll bring that to the table, and then if they're like, nah, I don't want any accents, okay. If they're like, no, that's really good, I hadn't thought about it like that, then you can run with it. So it's great to have collaboration on all sides, because I get asked a lot of the times, like, what kind of director you don't want to work with, and number one, it's one that thinks that because they're the director, they're God. Right. Because it's a collaborative. I don't care what your role is on the film. I don't care if you're the first AD. I don't care if you're the lead star. I don't care if you're the PA or the coffee runner. Everybody is involved in making that film, and everybody should get credit for that. Okay, the director wouldn't be able to do his job if it wasn't for everybody else, and vice versa. So that's number one. And then number two would just be like an honest director. Like I can deal with a director who is like that take sucked. Okay, like you got to do that a million times.
Yeah, be straight up. Be straight up.
Don't tell me, oh my God, that was fantastic. Let's do it again. And I want you to change everything that you did. And I work more with honesty than I do with anything else. Because if I find out after the fact that you're giving me a bunch of BS, then I don't want to work with you. And so when you're looking at the script, I don't really like. Because I am a method actor, and because I want to bring the character to life. I don't want just Dustin Ardine to be on the screen. When someone's watching in the audience, I don't want them to go, God, Dustin's doing a really good job. I would feel like I failed. Like I want to take them away from from reality into that suspension of disbelief, and have them watch the character and bring the character to life. And then after it go, whew, that character was unbelievable. Dustin did fantastic bringing that character to life. Whatever it is. So and this happens sometimes where, you know, a lot of actors and directors, they want to work with the same people over and over again because it's like a comfortable area. And I get that, but you also need to be open to working with other people who are actually maybe more suited to bringing that particular character to life. Because again, I don't want to be Dustin on camera. So when a friend of mine calls me up and they're like, "Hey, I have this role that I want to give you," and I'm like, "You haven't even seen me read for it. You know, you haven't seen me read. You haven't heard my interpretation of it. I don't just want to be handed roles because of how I look. You know, if I happen to look the way that you're wanting, or I can do something like shave my goatee, draw, bring my hair out, shave it, whatever I got to do, lose weight, gain weight. That's a lot better than to match the character that you want to bring to life, rather than, oh, Dustin looks like this character, let's just give him the role. You know, I don't really like that.
Okay.
I want to earn it because I think it'll show more on the camera.
Right. What movie have you played in, right? That you played a character and it reminds you of Dustin?
That's actually a fantastic question. I think, honestly, there's a little bit of Dustin in every character that I bring in. And like it's figuring out how to take that character, figure out who he is, and then be able to relate my own personal feelings to that, what that character is going through. You know, in method acting, when you study Lee Strasberg or you study any of the great teachers, you know, they tell you different techniques to bring in and to bring that character to life. And I was like, any of the ones that will make me feel what the character's feeling. So if I have to go back into a deep memory and feel the loss that that character's feeling, that's the way that I want to go. And sometimes you have to take yourself to a very dark place, like on Death Club. I had a couple days that were very emotional to my character and very traumatic, and I had to go to a very dark place to do that. But we got the shots, and everybody was saying how wonderful it looked. I haven't seen any of the footage, of course. Can't wait to. But everybody was saying, because I don't look at the dailies or anything like that. I let the director and the producers and everything do their job, and the editors before I see it. But if people are telling me, like, that's the shot we got, or we got it, like, you hit it, and they're so happy with the performance that I gave, it doesn't matter what I have to go through. You know, I do my own stunts, I do my own fight choreography, all that kind of stuff, because I want to give everything that I have to the character. So when I'm building the character, I have to touch on things that are Dustin. And like with Ariadne and the Minotaur character, he was very, you know, the Minotaur at his base is a prisoner. He's trapped in this labyrinth, and he's in love with this girl. And there's been times in my life where I've been in love with somebody who didn't love me back, or I felt trapped in my own life, as some of us have. We can't get to the next level. And I started studying, different habits that prisoners, have when they come out of jail, or when they're in jail, they're locked up. And I tried to incorporate those into myself and into the character.
Good to know. What do you love most of acting? What drives you, more to this acting thing? Is it the acting? Is it working with people? Is it getting into different characters? What do you love most about it?
To be perfectly honest, I think that what I love most about acting is being able to live another life. Be able to get into that character and take anything that I might have gone through in my life and bring this character to life. And telling stories. We're all storytellers, and we love to tell stories of heroes, of tragedy, of loss, or overcoming loss and finding love, or any of those kind of things. And the process for me of bringing the character out and being as honest to that character, whether you love that character or you don't like that character, or whether whether there are things that you believe in with the character or not. That glare is killing me. But
Yeah.
But those are the things that I love bringing to the character to life. And I think when you watch a film and that, I guess, that indescribable feeling that we get when we see our heroes up on the screen, overcoming the obstacles and being able to take the audience away and give them somebody to help them get through a rough patch or make them believe in love, anything like that. That's what I love most about acting, whether it's stage acting, screen acting, feature film acting, whatever it is. Doesn't matter how big the part is, how small the part is. You can find a way to transcend the camera or the stage to touch people's lives and really affect them. And that's what I love about acting.
And if you was writing a script or a film about your life, who would you like to play your part, your character besides you? Who would you like to play your character? Oh, we lost him.
That little bit that was going off a little bit. The voice, it was coming.
Yeah, guys, but hopefully he'll log back in. This is great. We're getting a lot of information. From
welcome him back, everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him back.
There we go. Sorry about that.
You lost us for a second. So what I was asking you was, if you was writing a film based on your life, who would you like to play your character besides yourself?
I mean, I have written my own films, either short films or features. I wrote my own short film that we actually made and shot called Ashes a couple years back, and I have 2 feature films that I've written right now. But if it was based on my life, a lot of people, when you come out to Hollywood, they want to do that like branding stuff, and they put you in this brand, like you're the neighbor, or you're the funny girl, or you're the muscle bound guy, or you're this, that, or the other thing. But what I love about actors is actors who are not the same person in every film. Like I said, that's kind of how I want my work to be. Right. And the actors I've always admired, obviously Dustin Hoffman would be wonderful. I was actually named after Dustin, so for him to bring my life, full circle around, that would be wonderful. I mean, I've always said I just would love to go up and shake his hand to say thank you for giving me my name, and I hope I'm doing it justice. And Russell Crowe is another one that I absolutely love. Every film he does is he's a different kind of character. Whether it's Maximus, I mean him going from Maximus in Gladiator to then John Nash in A Beautiful Mind was inspiring and wonderful. So yeah, they would be an actor like that, or any of the old time greats, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, those type of actors.
Yeah. Wow. So okay, now that we on that subject, if you had an opportunity to play with a major actor, who would that actor be?
Are we talking still living or of all time?
Still living, because we can't bring the dead back.
Exactly.
Let's do living.
we can't promise you that,
We can't promise you we're gonna bring them back, Dustin. I don't know. I ain't got that magic.
Right, exactly. I honestly, it'd have to be one of the two, either Dustin Hoffman, to just be able to work with him again to because he gave me my name, or Russell Crowe. I've followed Russell's career ever since he came over here. One of his best films was called Romper Stomper, that he did while he was still over in Australia, and going to New Zealand, and all the films he's done in his career. I absolutely love every performance he's ever done. So I definitely have to say, Robert De Niro, or Russell Crowe, or Dustin.
Somebody said they said Leonardo DiCaprio or Stephen Baldwin also.
Oh, my cousin. That's my cousin Joseph.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, again, working with any humongous actor or anybody who's gotten to the place that you want to get to, because I did a film a couple years back, and we had Tom Sizemore in the cast, and I was able to work with Tom. And I mean, irregardless of his issues that he's had, well known, documented with drugs and all that other kind of stuff, which is it's sad, but again, that man got to where we want to get to. So, you have to respect that and you have to learn from him. So I remember watching everything he did on set and just how he would prepare and trying to pick off every little thing that I could. And on that same film, we had daytime Emmy winner Judy Evans on there. And me and her actually became very, very good friends. She was kind of like my surrogate mother in the film. And we kind of took on that role in real life. And, I talk to her all the time, and she checks in on me. I check in on her. And I just had a film that showed at the Grauman's Chinese Theater a little bit about a month ago, and it came out for it, and we did the red carpet and everything like that. And so it's always great when you can learn from somebody who has actually achieved what you're trying to achieve.
Right. That's one of my favorite actors. And I wish that someday I can get to work with is Denzel Washington. Who was the other one? Al Pacino.
Al Pacino for sure, definitely.
And I would love to work with him. And it has to be a gangster movie because I play that gangster role. You
has to be a gangster
I'm good at playing the gangster stuff.
Definitely, you gotta have that gangster roll down. Gotta have that.
But definitely, those are some of my people that I would love to work with. And it's funny that I say that because I got a friend of mine. You might know her too, because I know we know some of the same people in our circle.
Absolutely.
But her name is Catherine Coven Pacino. She's she's the stepmother of Al Pacino. And
wow. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting her yet.
Oh no? Oh
no, not yet.
Wow, she's amazing. And her husband Bill, he worked in it's called Real Cowboys back from back in the days with John Wayne and all these, the Rifleman.
Yeah, definitely.
So I met them. They're awesome people. They actually got a location out in Vegas, which is funny.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. And they live in LA. So
I mean, best of both worlds. I go to Vegas all the time. Absolutely, I'd love to work with anybody. See, they say that everybody thinks Hollywood is this like grand, humongous thing, and it's really like a small knit group of people that work all the time. So when you're, people think that you have to be like cutthroat or you have to come out here and do all that kind of stuff, and that's exactly the opposite of at least my philosophy is I never kind of do any that kind of stuff. I don't try to take any back, stab people in the back or any shortcuts or anything like that. Right. I always try to treat people how I want them to treat me, and I always make sure that when I'm on set, I'm the first one to show up. I'm the last one to leave. It doesn't matter if I'm doing one scene that day. I don't care. I always make my call times, and I'm always professional when I'm on set because you never know. I mean, I could be the one to bring other people up to the next level, or they could be the ones to bring me up to the next level. You just never know. A lot of the actors who are working today, they all, actors, directors, writers, they came up together, and it's about the community, not just about yourself.
That's right. And I'm glad you said that because that's how I work. I work for the people.
Absolutely.
I work for the people. It's not about me, and this is why I have this platform for people like yourself and other people that do great work and that are working and really don't have too much exposure. And I want to be able to have them on my show so people can put a face behind Dustin. The name, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I mean, thank you so much for putting on the platform and to give a voice again to people to get their name out there, because again, in this industry, that's what it's all about, is getting yourself out there, getting people to see your work, making connections in the industry, and you guys give people a platform to do that. So thank you guys very much for everything that you do, all the hard work you do.
You're welcome. And I have a lot of people on my show that are directors, film writers, producers. I mean, they just came out of nowhere, and I have them all at, I had most of them on my show. A lot of them I still talk to, off camera. We have personal, texting stuff.
Absolutely.
And what I do is I connect people like you and other people with the right people to grow and to come up with new projects and collaborate and get to know other people. That's what I do. And
Absolutely. And that is a pivotal part of this industry. You have to do that. And whether it's going to a networking event or, like you said, someone like yourself who's like, hey, I know somebody over here, you're looking for a great actor, he's looking for a great project, let's bring them together. I mean, that's how this stuff gets made, and again, thank you so much for everything you do and for connecting us all. And any actors, directors, writers out there, I'd love to work with every single one of you.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny, Dustin, that we're talking about this because of what I do, connecting people. Now I'm working on a project, right? Where the two people that I connected are now working together in a film and called me to be a part of the film.
Absolutely.
So now I'm in a position where I can say, okay, what do we need? We need actors. I can start calling people. I said, well, what type of actors are we looking for? Well, I got this guy Dustin. Let's see if he's interested in the movie. You feel me? So
absolutely.
I'm positioning myself where I can be able to do that.
Absolutely. And again, that's such a huge pivotal part in this industry, and is having those people that are able to connect, whether it's yourself or anything. It's somebody watching out there that's like, hey, he'd make a perfect person, calls me. And I mean, again, I'm so honored when anybody does that kind of stuff, because it means that somebody somewhere I impressed with something, and they actually took it upon themselves to vouch for me and vouch for my work. And whether it's a director that does that, a writer that does that, anything like that, I'm so honored every single time that happens. That again, you want to show up to that person and you want to meet that new contact and do your best work for them, because then that could potentially lead to other things. But also, you're making sure that the person who spoke up for you in the first place isn't getting a bad reputation for, like, hey, he spoke up for this person and this person was horrible to work with, had a horrible attitude. Like you went out of your way to vouch for me. I'm going to bust my ass to make sure that person is happy with that recommendation.
I'm glad you said that, because you're the kind of people that I like to work with, because you're not just thinking about Dustin, you're thinking about others,
Absolutely.
And that's how I think. The same way you think. If you put me on to a movie, you say, hey, Victor, I got this movie, may not be a big part, but it's an opportunity. I'm going to go there, do my thing, not just for me, but for you too, because it's your word on the line. It's your name behind me. So I got to make sure I perform 120% so that your word is good, and then they're satisfied with my work.
Absolutely. Because I mean, it just takes one, getting one bad rap, and then not only did that guy not want to work with you, but then the guy who recommended it is pissed off and like, what did you do? Like, I had, and no, I mean, if anybody ever feels, that I deserve being talked about or recommended to or anything like that, then that person automatically deserves me to be on my best, do my best for them every single shot. And that's just the way that I always am. When I'm on camera, I'm not there to waste time, mess around, because as we all know, time is money, especially for the people who were paying for you to be able to bring this character to life. And when you're dealing with that, I don't mess around on set. I'm not there. Of course, we all have fun and we love to joke around and stuff like that. But when time, money's on the line, and you got to get the things done. It's go time. It's business time, and it's be professional on set, show up on time, know your lines. There's been so many times I mean, I'm sure both of you guys could probably do it as well. You show up and the co-star is late or doesn't know their lines, or
I
you have
hate
a
that.
fight scene
I
and
hate
they
that.
have no idea what they're doing because they weren't at rehearsal or any of that kind of stuff. And it's like,
Right.
Right.
do you realize you are wasting people's time and
Yes.
money? You know, and not that everything in the world's about money, but when you're dealing with the costs of some of these films and what they go through, and I mean, even just the red tape that comes along to it. I remember I did a short film a while back, and we had a scene where a girl was sitting in a tub, like she was fully dressed in the tub, but because she was around any amount of water, we had to have a licensed lifeguard on set. So then there's all these things you have to go through as a director and a producer, and to be able to film that day. That deserves your utmost concentration, your utmost professionalism, and to make sure that you're not screwing around on set.
Right.
Right.
Have you?
Not only that, just also for safety, especially with some of the things that have been recently happening, in the industry. I mean, not only with COVID, but the horrible experience that we all know about with the late cinematographer, even going back to The Crow with Brandon Lee. I mean,
Oh man,
saying
that's
things
a
like
great
that
movie.
ever happen. Neither should this horrible tragedy that just passed. Neither should, I mean, any kind of safety infractions, whether it's COVID or whether it's stunt work or anything like that. Because that should be number one priority on everything is safety, and then professionalism, and making sure that people are comfortable with what they're doing. I've done nude scenes, I've done love scenes, and my job is I'm always trying to make the other actress or the person in the film with me completely relaxed, or know that I'm not going to take advantage of the situation. I'm always like, okay, what are you okay with me doing, what are you not okay with me doing, anything like that.
Right.
And they always come up to me afterward and they're like, I really appreciate that you did that. And it's like,
Right.
of course, like it's work, we're working, we're
Yeah. Right.
you got to do it that way.
That's right. We're acting. It's a job. Have you ever been in situations where you went to um, when you went to a production team and you said, "What is this? This is a circus."
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And unfortunately, it was on a film. The worst experience that I've ever had in my entire career, I have to say, was not too long ago. It was about 2.5 years ago, and it was the film with a couple big stars on it.
Wow.
And it was, the director had no clue what he was doing. It was just a complete free for all, and me and him butted heads the entire time. And I remember specifically going back to what I mentioned before about the nude scenes. I did a film. In that film, there was a scene. It was a love scene between my character and one of the other lead actresses, and she was doing nudity in the film and in that scene. And this was her first ever film. She actually came over from Romania.
Wow.
Her name's Sabina, and I absolutely love her. We fell in love, as friends, during that film. And she's a wonderful actress, and I absolutely loved working with her and being on set with her. But in that scene, I remember we had done the shot, and she's standing there naked, and I look over, and the director and the cinematographer are screwing around. They're like joking to each other or whatnot, and I completely lost, like, excuse my French, but I lost my shit. And I was like, this, you have an actress here who's doing your film. She's standing here. She has the courage to be nude and do this film and do this scene, love scene with someone that she'd only met a couple days earlier. And that's very courageous of any actor or actress to do something like that. I mean, when I did Ariadne, again, we had a love scene, and not only was I 70 pounds plus, but I was naked, fully naked, 70 pounds heavier than I am now. So I mean, you have to have the courage. But they're standing there screwing around while all this stuff is going on, and I let both of them completely have it. And after we got the shot and they got their act together, she again came up to me and she was like, "Thank you so much for doing that, because I was so uncomfortable. And after you said that, they got their act together. So thank you so much." And we're still really good friends to this day. I mean, that entire set, I was always like, "Are you okay? Are you, is anything going on?" And she's like, "No, I'm cool, Dustin. I'm just getting coffee. Leave me alone." But we're still really good friends. She calls me up all the time. She's out in Romania right now. And but no, I mean, everybody should be professional in any situation. It doesn't matter if there's nudity or stunts involved. I mean, every single shot you take, you want to make art, and that's what we're doing. We're telling story and we're making it artistic. And I have a book that I have, and a bunch of like people that I love working with, and I'd love to work with them again. And then on the other side, I have the ones I'll never work with.
Right.
That director's name was the
You
top,
gotta keep it.
top of that list. And
Right.
yeah, and I mean, I know that he still works today. Like I know he's filming something right now because, of course, the industry is very small, and it's like I feel so sorry for everybody who's on that film with him. And they, I know a couple people who are on the set, and they're like, "Yep, this is a train wreck." And I'm like, "I told you not to take the role. I told you."
Ooh, what do you think? What do you think about a paranormal movie?
I love paranormal movies. I mean, I love, again, that's the thing, that the magic of this industry and of what we do is that you can bring anything to life. You want to go back and be a medieval knight, which is something I would love to do. We had a TV show fell through a couple years ago, and I was supposed to be playing a knight of the Round Table, and I was so excited to play that because, again, I have weapons training, and I know how to ride horses, whether it's English or Western riding. I can do that. And I was so excited for it, and then the money fell through, and it was just like, but I mean, you can bring time periods to life. You can tell real people's, courageous stories, and that's something that I would love to do. Is, you asked me the question about if someone's going to play the real life version of me. Well, I would love to play the real life version of somebody else. I'd love to bring somebody's real life story to life. I mean, again, going back to Russell Crowe, not only did he do John Nash, but then he did Cinderella Man, and those are two real people. And of course, Hollywood takes liberties and they change some things in the stories, but it's a real story of someone who actually lived, and that's something wonderful. And paranormal movies, that we can bring ghosts to life, we can bring monsters to creation, and I love doing that. I mean, the film that I just did, Death Club. I mean, I cannot wait to see the film because the ideas that they were coming up with to shoot different shots that we had, and they're like Ronnie the director and Michael Sue the cinematographer is like, this is what we're going to do in post, and I'm like, this is going to look freaking awesome, and I just cannot wait for it. So even if it was a scene where we're all just being our characters and having a grand old time, and then boo, something happens, or this happens, or that happens, or it's a really emotional scene, which my character went through many, or the dynamics between the characters is actually one of the things that drew me to that film, because it's about a group of friends that go down to this like abandoned and supposedly haunted nightclub, and it has a whole backstory to it. The film goes over, and each of the characters have a backstory that they all go into, and like I said, it takes the horror tropes and turns it on themselves. But the ghosts that played in the film were so tremendous. The makeup team were fantastic, and the special effects that they're going to throw into it, I cannot wait to see it. Like I'm itching just to see the trailer. Like I'm like, show me something, where's the poster? Like we have so many things going on, and I really want to see it. Like we did a whole day just to shoot the poster and some promotional footage and everything like that. And I know that they're planning on having openings, at least that's what I've heard, is they're planning on having openings in Los Angeles, in New York, and in Vegas.
Awesome.
So they're really putting a lot into it. And, whether we go to hopefully like Netflix, or Showtime, or HBO, or even bigger than that, or wherever it ends up, Amazon Prime, whatever, I just want people to see it and experience it, because the script was phenomenal and the actors on it were phenomenal. And I mean, again, the ability to bring ghosts and the paranormal and anything like that, I absolutely love. The only kind of, I mean, I would still be in it, but I'm not a humongous fan of like found footage films,
Right.
like Paranormal Activity, or what was it, the Blair Witch Project.
Right.
They're phenomenal films, don't get me wrong. I'm more, I like the to actually see it and actually like experience what's going on, rather than the shaky cam, all that kind of stuff. But those films can be extremely artistic, and I remember M. Night Shyamalan did one a couple years ago, and I watched that one. I was blown away. So like, it's more about the story that you're telling, rather than you're shooting on this camera, you're going to do it shaky cam, or you're not going to do it there. It's the story and the characters that draw me to a project.
Okay, so I'm asking you this because I'm working on a normal movie right now with
Oh, fantastic.
a couple of my friends, Mark Lee and the writer that's going to write. Mark Lee's the guy with the story, based on true events as well. It's not just something they made up. It's true events, based on true events. And Mr. Steve Alexander, which has been in the music in the filming industry for over 50 years, has
Mhm.
worked with a lot of amazing actors. Is going to write the story. I mean the script. So we're in process of that right now, and after he writes the script, when we go over it, we'll see what he came up with, and so we have investigators into this film, which is the guy that's writing the story. We have Steve Alexander, which is the guy that's going to write the script, and we have Bella Levy, which is my partner, friend of mine, and myself, and this other friend called Alan Greenstein that's going to be a part, trying to come aboard to make this project come to life. And
Absolutely.
so maybe when we write the script and stuff, and if you're available, we'll maybe bring you aboard and take a look at it if it's something that you want to be a part of, because
Absolutely.
we're gonna do casting calls,
Absolutely. I'm
and
sold
I
already.
want at least, yeah, I want at
I'm
least people,
sold.
right. I want to bring people in that has some type of acknowledgement of filming, acting, and have some type of experience, just so that the movie, so we don't have to be teaching them too much.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're gonna have people maybe that never acted before, because we want to give people opportunities.
Absolutely. Of course.
But for most part, we're gonna try to have some people that have some knowledge of acting,
Definitely.
But
I mean, I'm down. As soon as we're off of here, I'll be expecting the phone call.
so,
I'm down.
Just an extra, okay, buddy?
yeah,
I'm
just
not
an
in the
extra guy.
movie. I'm just gonna be extra somehow.
He just wants the extra work somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's a great story. It's Mark Lee. He has the paranormal team, and it's about 12 children that were killed, murdered in a house or in a mansion, and the bodies were in the basement. And I guess they went there to investigate, and they spoke to one girl that came forward. They got the recording on their tape, so I guess they might use that in the movie, But it's crazy. I can't wait to see the script.
I can't wait to read it. Definitely.
Yeah.
I would love to. I'd love to read the script.
So I'll keep you in mind when this resurfaces, because we're still talking on when we're gonna stop filming, and
Absolutely.
who we're gonna bring aboard, when we're gonna start the casting call and stuff like that. So I'll definitely run your name by my people, and say, hey, I think this guy could play something. And
I'd appreciate it, brother. Like I said, I mean, any time that I can do what I love to do, and prove, show who I am to the world and bring something to the film. If there's a character in there that you're like, hey, this is going to be a tough role to play, I want to attack that role. Like, I love going after the tough roles to play, or when they're like, I need someone who's not afraid to go there and to dig down deep. And absolutely, if there's anything I can bring,
that's good. That's good, because I don't want that part.
Bring it on.
Like I want the okay part. I can be the sheriff. Or the laid back, lazy guy that don't have to do much. That'll be me.
Absolutely. No, honestly, I mean, any part. Any time to work with amazing people like yourselves, great filmmakers, great passionate writers, anything like that. I'm blessed to be part of everything. So yeah, definitely, I would love to work on it. And again, that's the magic of what we do, is being able to not only tell these phenomenal and, like you said, true life stories, and bring the paranormal into it, but also tell a story of what happened to these people, what happened to people that were really here, or that experienced this horrible tragedy, or that overcame it, or whatever it is. That's the beauty of what we do, and the art of what we do,
right?
To make it both entertaining to the audience and telling a wonderful story that either will shed light on a subject, teach them something, move them in some kind of a way, and
Right.
touch their heart.
Right, because we're planning on, because this happened in the early 1800s, so we're going back to the 1800s.
Period
And-
piece, absolutely. I
and then-
love period pieces.
You feel me? And then we're going to
Absolutely.
bring it into the future to 2021. So that's
Definitely.
the part we're figuring out right now how to write. So I know my son looks just like me, because we're thinking about me playing the sheriff that knows what happened in the 1800s, and now we in the future, and we got this new detective investigating because people are hearing stuff and things are happening in this house. People are disappearing and they don't know why. So my son plays me like in the 1800s, and then in the future, I'm an old man. I am who I am now.
You are who you are today.
I am who I am today. So the new investigators, or the new agents that are now investigating, are trying to find out what happened. What's the story behind this building? And that's when I come in and say, listen, back in the 1800s, when I was, I was there. This happened. Blah 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 blah. So it's going to be crazy.
No, and see, and that already, like I said, I'm definitely sold on it. I love the story about it. Send me the script. I'm definitely down to check it out, and work with everybody. I mean, that's the wonderful part of what we do, is that nothing is off limits, no matter if it's a ghost story or if it's a real life, just biography of somebody, or whether it's complete fiction, and if you go back in time and you look at all these wonderful, icons now, like Freddy Krueger, I mean,
Yes.
that's an icon now, but I mean, who thought that would have worked? But it completely did, and he's a icon of the screen now. There's a film that I'm getting ready to do. The director is Ty King, and his whole entire production company. It's basically murder. It's a film noir, and it's based on a murder happening in a burlesque club, and with the burlesque community. And I cannot wait to do that film and work with Ty. He's a phenomenal director. I've seen his the past stuff that he's done. This is his directorial debut, but just talking to him on the phone, you can hear the passion that someone has for the industry, or to the story that they want to tell.
That's awesome.
And, I love the film noir, genre. I absolutely love that whole genre. We had a whole talk about like some of the best, noir films and our experiences and everything like that. Going back to like Double Indemnity, that film, I love that movie. And the story of a cop, in this whole burlesque world, that a murder is supposed to happen, and there's a love, story and everything. I absolutely love it, and without giving too much away, I cannot wait to film that. And but Ty is absolutely phenomenal, and even though it's his directorial debut, I was sold just from hearing him talk about it, because I've seen some of the past stuff he's done with, graphics, or, the past projects he's worked on, and they're all amazing. So I'm like, he brings that kind of passion to this film. Boom, we got a wonderful film here, because it's the passion. I don't care if it's the first film that you've ever done. I don't care if it's the 100th film you've done. If you lose your passion somewhere along the way, it's not going to be a good project, because
That's right.
kind of be there for a paycheck, or you're going to be there just to, okay, let's do it again, whatever it is. And you don't want to do that. You need the passion, the drive, the fire burning inside. And I can just feel the passion coming off of you for what you're talking about.
The energy. You need that energy.
You need that energy. You need that passion. Ty has it. I cannot wait for that. We're going to start principal photography sometime in early 2022. And your film, I'm definitely down. Like I said, it's more the artistic nature and the drive and the passion that someone puts into it, rather than just what's on the page.
Right. So if anybody want to see some of your work, or wants to reach out to you for any film projects, how can they contact you? What's your media?
Well, my official website is just www.dustinardine.com. Ardine is spelled Ardine. And I'm also all over social media. Everything that there is social media for, I'm on it. I'm on Facebook, Dustin Ardine Actor, TikTok, Dustin Ardine Actor, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat. I don't even know how to use it, but I'm still on there. So all under Dustin Ardine. Please check out my IMDb Pro account, my IMDb account. I'm all over IMDb, and you can see my full credit list, my reels, my voiceover reels. I do voiceover. I do again, stunts, fight choreography. I do any genre that you need. It doesn't matter. If the character's there and you're looking for someone to put themselves into the character and bring the character first, not just worry about how's my hair look today.
Right.
More really getting dive into telling the character story and the whole story that the film tells, not just skim through the script for my words. I love telling the entire story and realizing how my character fits into this part of the story, and coming up with different ways to tell the stories, and really throwing my own creative artistic nature in there, but at the end of the day, bringing your vision to life. And I'd love to work with every single person out there, so yeah, please hit me up.
Okay, cool. So any shout outs before we log out? Anyone you want to say, give them a shout out to?
Honestly, just a shout out to you guys, the Don Vic Show. Thank you very much, Victor. I really appreciate it. Like I said, what you guys do is tremendous for everybody involved in this industry. You guys are connect everybody, like you said. So without that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you guys so very much for what you guys do. Everybody who listened in today, absolutely love all you guys. Hit me up, look me up on IMDb. Everybody who is going to watch this in the future, absolutely thank you guys, because without all of you guys, everybody who watches the films, everybody who goes to any one of our films, that's what it's all about. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and I'm so thankful for everybody. And this industry has done a lot for me, and I'm hoping to keep climbing so that I can put everything that I want into amazing characters for everybody else to enjoy over the years. And that's my part of living my dream, so that everybody else can enjoy it. So thank you all very much.
You're welcome. Do one more last question. Are you working with June? You know June, right? From he's from Maryland. June, what's June's that? The Giso?
Oh, not on anything officially right now, but hopefully,
Okay.
So if I'm thinking of the right person, the right people, because you meet so many people in this industry. But yeah, I mean, I got a couple, like I said, good projects in the works right now. Not only with Ty King, but we got Death Club around the corner ready to come out, and hopefully that leads to a lot more when it has its openings. There's a project in New York that I'm thinking about coming on board for. I'm reading the stuff right now. I mean, even just like I said, I do stage work. I love musical theater. I'm a theater major, so anything out there, I want to be involved in anything that people are very passionate about, whether it's Shakespeare. I love Shakespearean films and theater, or if it's modern day comedy. I don't get cast in comedy a lot because, like I said, branding. But if anybody wants to look up, I did a film a couple years back called L.A. Kidnapping, Los Angeles Kidnapping, and they cast me because that was about the time that I had all the weight on me for Ariadne, and they wanted this very flamboyant looking biker. So I went in there and
I can see you. I can see you as a biker.
And I just went completely into it, and they were like, "You're hired." And what was supposed to be like a 2-minute little nothing, in the script, I ad-libbed so much and did so much, and they were just enjoying the character so much that it's now like almost a 10-minute scene in the film, and my character was put into the official trailer. Wow. And that was like a $3 million Chinese film that came out. It's mostly in Mandarin, except for a couple scenes. And I just had so much fun. My character's called Rose, and I love doing comedy. So it's on. You can find that on my website as well. See that I can do comedy. I love doing it. But just anything out there. I'm an actor that I don't really have any limitations, or I'm not really afraid of any kind of characters. Those are the characters that I love doing. And the stories, whether it's a comedy or it's a complete, Roman tragedy or whatever it is, there's so much characters and stories out there that that's what I love to do, and I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay, well, shoot, would the people definitely hear you, and I'm gonna run that through my partners when we get ready to do the casting call. That if we can run that. You bring you aboard.
I appreciate it, brother. Would love to work with you. And hey, maybe if not on that one, in a future one, but hopefully on that one.
Well, it's not, this is actually going to be our first project. Depending on how the project goes, we'll definitely got more projects coming. So it's just not going to stop there. We got other stuff that we work, other stories.
Absolutely, you got to keep going, got to keep it up.
Right. So I'll definitely keep you posted, and hopefully if we get this together, I can talk to my partner, say, and see if we can bring you aboard this. Because all
Definitely.
ideas, the more heads into this project, the more ideas and more stuff we can come up
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to be that way. Collaboration is key. Like the saying goes. The team dream makes how's the saying?
with. Teamwork makes the dream work.
There it is, right there. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Absolutely, and it really is like that, and that's that's what I love about that is it is such a collaborative effort, and even though you have the lead actors or the director or anything like that, get over yourself for 2.5 seconds and realize it is the team that makes it.
That's right. That's right. It's the teamwork.
Definitely.
Well, thank you, Dustin, for coming aboard the show.
Yes,
I appreciate you. I know you had to open up a little bit, get a little more comfortable, because I feel you now. You're more comfortable, and waiting towards the end, to get comfortable. It's okay.
You never know how they're gonna go. You never know how they're gonna go. And especially because you don't know what you can say, what you can't say.
Right.
Anything like that. So.
Listen, this is our show. You can say whatever you want to say.
Well, no, thank you guys so very much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and would love to be back on again. And I'd love to work with everybody out there, and definitely you guys in the future.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Well,
sir.
thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
See you later, guys.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
So, people, that was Dustin Ardine, and actor, personal trainer. The guy does it all. Listen, this is what the show is all about, man. Collaborating, helping people, exposing their work, their talent, and it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a top actor to just an actor that just started a day ago. We give everyone an opportunity to come aboard the show and talk about their projects, their talent. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. This is a platform of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And again, I have all types of people on the show, from directors to actors to book writers to script writers to you name it. They've been here, comedians. So there's opportunities here to fashion, fashion models, so we have that here, and our job is to help others, so just stay tuned, and we thank everyone for logging in. We do have one more show coming at 7:00. For those of y'all that love paranormal activities, we have Minnesota Spirit Hunters coming at 7:00, which is within 45 minutes they'll be on the show, and we'll be talking to them and find out exactly what spooky stuff they got going on. What have they been experiencing since they've been doing this paranormal investigating? And I know that we're going to get some creepy stories, and I can't wait to have them on the show. I know Lisa is part. Marcus is another. Kara, I believe, is another person involved in Minnesota spirit hunting. So we're going to have a couple of people on board, not just one guest. We might have 2 or 3 guests on the show tonight. So make sure you tune in if you like the paranormal stuff with Minnesota Spirit Hunters. And we'll see you guys in about
35.
In about 35 minutes. We'll be back on with Minnesota Spirit Hunters. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the support. And tune in if you like the paranormal stuff, because they'll be right on at 7:00. Okay, so if you would like to hear spooky stuff, log in and remember to Share, because sharing is caring. So we'll see you in a few minutes, all right? Peace, love, respect. Out till later.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby. Let's go.